Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Dip. I am your host, Stevie Chips, and I just got back from seeing Suicide Squad in theaters, and so this is a instant movie review. I'm not in the car. I'm in fact at home. I'm sitting on my bed, and I've got my Joker. That was awesome. My Joker that I got in this month's Nerd Block. Yeah, so we just got back from Suicide Squad. This movie has been taking it on the chin from critics in the past few days, saying it's bland and boring and convoluted and all sorts of different words that really don't make a lot of sense, because I actually thought the movie was really good. It's a lot of fun. It's got great characters. It's a character film. So, at times the plot does suffer from the fact that that David Ayers tried to give all of these characters just a little bit of meat to them. And I think he does a very good job. All of the acting, I can't really think of a weak link here. Perhaps Jai Courtney, who just... I don't know, Jai, man. You can't seem to get over the hump. He seems like a perfectly good actor. He's getting a lot of work, but he just never seems to quite get over that hump of the characters that he's playing, and so I think his character fell a little bit flat at times. But I think everybody else was phenomenal. I thought Viola Davis was impeccable as Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller is one bad bee, and Viola Davis is also one bad bee, because she does a fantastic job. I think sometimes Joel Kinsman got a little bit, ahead of himself, and so he suffered a little bit. And I think, some of the other characters were, they had a little bit of an issue here and there. But none of them were played as perfectly, I think, as Harley Quinn was played by Margot Robbie. She was crazy and manipulative and free-spirited, which is what Harley Quinn should be. And one of the things I loved about this movie, and I don't feel like this is a spoiler, because you kind of got that sense a little bit in the trailers. The role reversal here with Harley Quinn and Joker are 100% flipped. Instead of her pining for him and trying to move heaven and earth to be with him, he is literally tearing apart the underbelly of Gotham and Midway City to get to Harley and to get her back. And he's obsessed with her from minute one, and it's fantastic. I love the way they did it. I love that kind of switch. Normally, you've got Harley being the the one chasing the Joker and trying to get him and all that kind of stuff. And there is a lot of that. I mean, she's very much infatuated with him, like she's always been. But he is clearly equally, if not perhaps more, infatuated with her. And it's a great dynamic that we really haven't seen much of. Usually Joker is the dominant one. But a couple of times, a couple of different characters point out that, now, even Joker himself points out that Harley is the real badass of that couple. She is the more manipulative and more just cutthroat, really, of the two of them. So that's great. And Margot Robbie, like I said, she is fantastic. When Margot Robbie burst onto the scene in Wolf of Wall Street, I thought, here's another attractive blonde actress who's probably not that good. She was okay in Wolf of Wall Street. And then, I was like, and then I watched it again and I was like, actually, she's pretty good. And, since then, she's been in some really good films where she has been fantastic. Her role in Whiskey Tango Foxtrot with Tina Fey was great. She was phenomenal in that movie. So Margot Robbie is putting herself into a pantheon of quality actresses that I don't think many people thought she would be in. and she's earning her way. You can't say that she got these roles on her looks, because she is also turning out to be a very good actress, and she's getting better with every role. I don't think she's an Academy Award winner just yet, but she could get there, because she seems to be growing with every movie role that she takes. Will Smith is very good as Deadshot, morally ambiguous, but also kind of the noble, the nobleman that he often does play, and he does it well, and stick with what works. And he just looks like he's having fun. I've seen, interviews with him and interviews with, the group of them, and God, it looks like Will Smith is having the time of his life. I don't think I've seen Will Smith this excited for a movie, or this happy during press junkets, perhaps maybe since the original Men in Black. He just looks to be, like I said, he looks to be having the absolute time of his life, and kudos to him, because he does a very good job. He is the leader of this movie. He's the star of this film with Robbie, and he does a great job of kind of leading the ship, and a great take on a great character like Deadshot. Jared Leto is just mind-blowingly good as the Joker. It's different. The one thing that is great about this character is that we've had some people, playing him in the past. We've had Cesar Romero, and then you had Jack Nicholson. And Jack Nicholson didn't play the Cesar Romero character. And then you had Heath Ledger, and Heath Ledger didn't play the Jack Nicholson Joker. And then you had, you have Jared Leto, and Jared Leto is not playing the Heath Ledger version. He's also not playing the Jack Nicholson version or the Cesar Romero version. He's playing his own version, and I think a true comic book fan will look at his version of Joker and be like, wow, that is spot on. He is so good. He is so just wicked and imbalanced, and there's this room that we've seen in the trailers with all these guns and knives and just random things drawn about, and they don't explain it one bit, but it's absolutely mad, and it's perfect. And Jared Leto, like I said, he does a great job playing a different take on the Joker, one that we've not seen before, but one that is equally up there with both the performances of Heath Ledger and Cesar Romero, who I think were probably the top two Jokers up to this point. I've not been a big fan of the Jack Nicholson character. I think he was just a little too campy for that movie. So, but yeah, Heath Ledger just very, very good. We did get some glimpses of Batman, and that was kind of neat. He was there kind of, with some of these bad guys, and showing kind of how he was responsible for putting a great number of these supervillains in the prisons. The movie has there's a plot that's a little bit unfleshed out. There's some things with the main villain that I don't think we got a great explanation for, other than, it's just, this is how it needs to be. So it did suffer from that. I think at times the movie felt a little bland, and a little, the pacing was just off. But overall, I thought it was a very, very good movie. I think Margot Robbie is amazing as Harley Quinn. I hope they find a way to include her in more of these DC films, because she's fantastic. She was the star of this film. She's the best part about this film. And she's absolutely amazing. The rest of the cast is also very good. Like I said, I think Jack Courtney was maybe the weak link. But even he did a very good job. He just kind of didn't really get all the way there. Like I said, at times the plot does feel a little rushed and a little and the pacing was kind of off. But I think, like I said, because you have a character-driven film, and you're trying to give all of these characters a little bit of backstory, give them a little bit of heart. You sometimes have, some things fall through the cracks. One thing that I'm glad did not fall through the cracks, and I think it was perhaps my favorite part of this movie, outside of the Harley Quinn Joker kind of twist from what we normally get, the performance by Jay Hernandez as El Diablo was just a revelation, man. He is so good at this character, and giving this character life. And you've got this bad guy who just, who's done very, very bad things, unspeakably bad things. You have a guy who has done awful, awful things, but you feel for him. And there's a scene in the bar that we've seen a little bit of teases of in the trailers, and God, it wasn't what I expected it to be. I thought it would be a light-hearted scene with some jokes, and it turned out to be probably my favorite moment in the film. I got a lump in my throat. It was so beautiful and raw and emotional, and it was a great little gritty moment within what it was otherwise kind of a light and fun movie. I think the movie was fun. I think it was funny when it needed to be. It had all of the right amount of action, and then a little bit extra on the side. The action sequences were well played out. Didn't seem forced or cheesy. Some of the stuff with Deadshot and the shooting and just great. Some absolutely mind blowing sequences there with the fighting with these different characters. So overall, I liked it a lot. I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 double dips, and I liked it a lot. I think you should definitely go give it a try. I know that there are a lot of people saying a lot of bad things about this film. I don't get it. I didn't see what they saw, and I know I'm a DC person, but I've said before, I don't want DC movies to suck. I want good movies. I want to see my favorite characters done really well, and I want to enjoy them, and I want to be able to watch them over and over and over again. And I think Suicide Squad is a film that I'm going to be able to watch over and over and over again. And for that, I really, really liked it. So that's my review. Like I said before, you can catch a little bit more in depth of a review on sportsradiodetroit.com. I will put a link to that article in the details below. Once that is up and live, that should be up shortly, probably within the next few days. And I will be doing some more of these, and you'll be able to see those more in-depth written articles on sportsradiodetroit.com. So thank you again to the guys over there. I really do appreciate it. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Go ahead and give me a like. If you haven't already, give me a subscribe. And check out that contest on my page. That's still going. On my last video, I made an announcement on a contest. So check that out. Give me a subscribe. And give me a share and all that kind of stuff. And let me know what you thought of the movie. If you've seen it already, or if you're planning on seeing it, or if you don't plan on seeing it because of whatever reason, let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter and Facebook at TV Chips. And like I said, you can also check me out once that article is up on sportsradiodetroit.com. All right, thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one. We'll see ya. 2 days. Saying it's bland and boring and convoluted and all sorts of different words that really don't make a lot of sense, because I actually thought the movie was really good. It's a lot of fun. It's got great characters. It's a character film. So at times the plot does suffer from the fact that David Ayers tried to give all of these characters just a little bit of meat to them. And I think he does a very good job. All of the acting, I can't really think of a weak link here. Perhaps Jai Courtney, who just, I don't know, Jai, man. You can't seem to get over the hump. He seems like a perfectly good actor. He's getting a lot of work, but And it's fantastic. I love the way they did it. I love that kind of switch. Normally, you've got Harley being the the one chasing the Joker and trying to get him and all that kind of stuff. And there is a lot of that. I mean, she's very much infatuated with him, like she's always been. But he is clearly equally, if not perhaps more, infatuated with her. And it's a great dynamic that we really haven't seen much of. Usually Joker is the dominant one. But a couple of times, a couple of different characters point out that, now, even Joker himself points out that Harley is the real bad. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Dip. I am your host, Stevie Chips, and I just got back from seeing Suicide Squad in theaters, and so this is a instant movie review. I'm not in the car. I'm in fact at home. I'm sitting on my bed, and I've got my Joker. That was awesome. My Joker that I got in this month's Nerd Block, yeah, so we just got back from Suicide Squad. This movie has been taking it on the chin from critics in the past. It just never seems to quite get over that hump of the characters that he's playing, and so I think his character fell a little bit flat at times. But I think everybody else was phenomenal. I thought Viola Davis was impeccable as Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller is one bad bee, and Viola Davis is also one bad bee because she does a fantastic job. I think sometimes Joel Kinsman got a little bit, ahead of himself, and so he suffered a little bit. And I think, some of the other characters were, they had a little bit of an issue here and there. But none of them were played as perfectly, I think, as Harley Quinn was played by Margot Robbie. She was crazy and manipulative and free-spirited, which is what Harley Quinn should be. And one of the things that I loved about this movie, and I don't feel like this is a spoiler because you kind of got that sense a little bit in the trailers, the role reversal here with Harley Quinn and Joker are 100% flipped. Instead of her pining for him and trying to move heaven and earth to be with him, he is literally tearing apart the underbelly of Gotham and Midway City to get to Harley and to get her back. And he's obsessed with her from minute one.